This part of the show of Eat My Thoughts is brought to you by Beyond Builders, your local handyman, your local builder, your local contractor. Love where you live.
Hey everyone, this podcast is brought to you by Anchor. Anchor is a free online based platform where you can host and listen to all your podcasts instantly. Anchor has a user friendly interface which allows you easily to upload and broadcast your podcast to all major streaming platforms from Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Beaker, and many more. We love it. It tells us what platforms we get the most traffic on and even tells us our performance for each episode and the age of our listeners. Visit anchor.fm to start your podcast now.
Yeah, he owes me too. He owes us.
Oh, you owe me too?
Hey, you're here. It's part of the show. He owes us for the show. It's a little loud.
What did you say?
Let's talk about it. Yeah, let's talk about it. What's up, Joe?
What up? What up?
Welcome, man. This is a good. It's going to be a really, really good show. I got my sister, my homegirl. I've been trying to get her on here. She's finally here.
What's up?
Ladies and gentlemen, first off, Danita Hammy. I'm just going to call you Hammy.
Right.
That's what I want.
Yeah, I knew you couldn't get it.
It's Hamilton. But I'd rather call you Hammy.
I already knew
This
that.
is my sister. This is my girl. What's up, babe?
Not much.
Welcome
chilling.
to the show. What's going on with you?
Happy to be here. It's a blessing.
Haven't seen
I
you in a
appreciate
minute.
it. Yeah, we haven't seen each other for a little while.
Wow. So what we got here is we got a really, really, really inspiring show for everybody right now. This girl, when I say, has been through the trenches, not only with me. Like, we're gonna get into it, but like, she's been through the fucking trenches.
It's been something.
Inspiring, like you would not believe. Her story is so like it. If you're not inspired by her story, then I don't know what the fuck else you need to be inspired by. Like, I mean, Jesus Christ, yo.
Hey, man, it was a
little-
tough time.
So what I'm gonna say is a little backstory, right?
All right.
Then we're gonna get into the story, but
Right.
I wanna get into a little backstory. I went to the police academy, right, Joe? I'm going in, have no fucking clue what I'm doing. This is before we even. This is when we first signed up for the academy.
Never forget it.
Her name's Hamilton. My name's Hansberry. Who sits next to each other? Me and this joint right here. We're in like our suits. You know, we're totally lost. We're like in our first class. This is before we even got to go to the academy. This is
Yeah.
like the very beginning stages.
Yes.
And she was sitting next to me, and I just started chatting with her, and her
Yup.
fucking vibe was so cool. I'm like, "Oh, where are you from?" And she told me, and I told her where I'm from. We started hitting it
Oh,
off
yeah. Instant.
instantly. So our names are so close that we always were next to each other
Always.
all the way through, even when we went to the academy. So
We was in the same squad and everything.
same squad and all, yeah. So little backstory is we go to the academy together, and we went through probably one of the toughest times of our lives, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah.
It was pretty fucked up. 4 months away from home, broke as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, that was the most brokest I've ever been, is going to the academy.
Yes.
They gave us like $300 and a fucking Kellogg's Nutri-Grain bar and shit. That was all we got.
Oh, man.
They're like, "Oh, we fed you dinner." They call that fucking
Yeah,
dinner?
we had to eat real fast. A minute. If you ain't
minute,
finished, then
yeah.
that's it. That's all.
Go to the academy together, bro. And I'm talking like, it was fucked up. We went during the winter time.
Oh, it was so cold.
Cold.
Cold. The wind was through your face. You could feel it through your skin. I hated every bit of it.
That bone chilling shit.
Oh,
Bro.
man.
Joe, when I say cold, we were in Seager. It was right on the beach.
By the water.
So the wind, when it came by, it punched you right in your face.
That's all. And then you had to run in it. So now it's
Then you had
more.
to-
So now it's more wind in your face. You can't even slow your running down. you had to keep up with the pace.
It's like, do you
but-
go faster to get
Good-
through it?
yeah,
Or do you know what I mean?
It was a lose-lose.
Yeah, so me and Hammy, we go to the academy, right? This is after we already went through the phase 1, phase 2, phase 3.
Phase 4.
Go phase 4 when we had to go get our fucking doctor's checked our assholes and everything else, right? Put a finger in our butts. Went to the psych evaluation and shit.
I had to
Then
check
we-
to make sure he wasn't.
Yeah, then we go to day one. And it's like fuck. So the girls had their own bunks.
Barracks and
Yeah, their own
everything,
barracks
yeah.
and shit. So we when we first got there and shit, like I don't know what the hell happened with me and Hammy, but like we were in like the same platoon and shit.
Yeah.
So something happened. She was like, "What? Who the fuck's he think he's talking to?" And shit. Like, for
Talking
you,
about
but
you?
yeah, because you know how
Yes.
You're so yeah.
Yes.
Right?
But Joe would tell you he knows I
Yes.
come off. He knows I come off crazy
He's
sometimes,
like
but I don't
talking,
really
and
mean
I'm
it.
like, yo, who you talking to?
Yeah,
like,
like, yo, what the fuck?
and he's like,
Yeah.
and he like has this serious face, but his seriousness also can be playing.
Yeah,
but
'cause that's what
but
I
I
was-
don't know him in that.
Joe, you know how I am, but he knows how. He's known me
Oh,
for a very long time.
And
So
then my instant.
I
anger,
knew she
just-
took it and was like went the whole opposite way than I wanted her to, right?
Yeah.
So we
That happens more than you think.
yeah, to a lot of people. But you know what it does? It weaves out the people I really don't want to fuck with anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause-
It works.
So for her, we were walking out and I ran up behind her. I said, "You know I fucking love you, right?" And she was
Gave me
like,
a kiss.
"Man," she was like, "I thought something was wrong." I was like,
you wanted to kiss your neck.
Yeah, he just he kissed me on my cheek. He's like, "Do you know I love you, right?" I'm
said,
like,
"You know I fucking
yeah.
love you,
I'm like,
right?"
Man,
She was
whatever.
like, "Whatever, dude."
And
But
he
you
kissed me.
already
He's like,
knew
back
who he
to-
was.
back to South
You already knew who.
Yeah,
You
like I
kinda
kind
knew
of yeah.
From okay.
And then we ended up going to the same fucking prison together.
Then we went to the same prison,
Yeah.
and then he was a couple years older
He was
than me, so he
annoying
had
as
it.
fuck then.
No.
He was mature,
Just
so
as
I
annoying
kinda
as he was
took to
before.
it.
Joe, think
When he-
about
when he
this,
had to
Joe.
be
I
serious,
went
he
in
was
at
definitely
35,
serious.
bro.
And I went at 30
Right. I went in at 30. I was the oldest pretty much in my class.
in the class.
So I went in at 35. Everybody else was like, Green was 21. He
Yeah.
turned 21 at the academy. So everybody was in their 20s. She was 30, 29, turning 30. So I was like, I was the old head. But I'm just mentally mature. And I was like, I didn't play the fucking kid games. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
when it's time to work, he was definitely about.
Right. I
what
was
to
I was
do.
taking it
Right.
serious
Smart,
because this is
right.
all I
Nah,
had.
yeah,
This
I've
is what
worked
he
with him
learned.
before, so I
Okay.
know.
But I had a
Pain
house.
in the ass, though.
Yo, don't forget, I had a fucking house and a kid. So
So he
like,
had to
I
get
had to
busy.
take the fucking
Yeah.
academy seriously.
Yes.
Because if I left there and didn't succeed, I was fucked. I was working McDonald's. Nah, I would
Whatever,
never work McDonald's.
whatever. Hey, you got to do what you got to do to make it.
But whatever it was going to be, right? So, Hammy, real quick, before we get into your story, let's get a little background with you. Born and raised where?
Paulsboro, New Jersey.
Yeah, Paulsboro, New Jersey. And the funny thing is, when you got in your accident, I was delivering FedEx
At the high
for the
school,
second
right?
job. I went to the high school, and
Yeah, I
I
remember.
told somebody. They were like, "Oh my God!" I was like, "Yeah, well, you know, she was in an accident." They were like, "No, we're gonna reach out to all these different people and shit." So, but it was crazy. I was just in the same neighborhood. You know what I mean? That you were there. So you grew up in Paulsboro.
Yeah, I grew up Paulsboro. Been there pretty much my whole life, other than like college and moving around.
Don't
The
forget,
town-
and you're a twin.
Oh, absolutely. Can't forget about my twin. Yeah, I got a twin.
Like identical twin?
No,
Nah, we
bro, they
fraternal.
look nothing alike, yo.
We do look alike.
No, you're full of shit. Yo.
We do look alike. The older we got, now you ain't seeing us in a couple years. Now we
Was
look.
she in the academy? Sorry to cut you off.
No.
I know. I saw the
Nah.
pictures.
Yeah, oh well,
I
yeah,
see
you do
pictures
see
of her.
pictures,
Yeah, no, I still. But see, I hung out with her like when we first
When we
met.
went, yeah.
After we were hanging out. They're fraternal, right?
Yeah,
You
we're
guys are-
fraternal.
Yeah, they're
We're 3
fraternal
minutes
twins.
apart. And I got a older sister and a younger brother. So, but I'm the twin. I'm the middle child, the spoiled child, the baby.
I'm the baby, too.
Yeah,
I'm the family's favorite.
Yeah. I think that's how it
He's
works.
legit the
though.
baby. He's the baby.
Well, there's only two of us.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm
And then
the
So it ain't
worked.
hard to be
I
the
knew I-
baby.
I knew I was vibing with you for a reason. I knew it was something about you, Joe.
So
Some
I
people say that.
want to get into your
let's
story
get
because it's so inspiring, yo. And I don't want to skip past, the inspiration part of it, and from A to B and where you are now, and you're continuing to keep going. Like it's an everyday, I guess it's an everyday struggle.
Yeah.
It's neither strong, and you're going to continue to keep going.
Yes.
So
yeah.
let's rewind real quick. Let's go back. We're working at the prison.
Yeah, we're working in prison.
We're COs.
We're both COs. I'm about 9 months into the academy, and I'm on my way to work. We have I actually got a new shift. They let me have a new shift in there. They pretty much like me and everything, so I got to work.
Yeah, you know what? I never
a
even
12
asked you about that either.
Doesn't matter.
I was like, how the fuck did she get this? You work in the I building?
Yeah, and I was out there, and it was the 12 to 8 shift. So I ended up getting that on a regular basis. They ended up putting me there. So I was on my way that day, and that's when
Driving into work, you mean?
yeah,
From
driving
home,
into
yeah.
work, and it was in like Salem County, so it was back roads. It was
If you
back
can
roads.
Sticks.
just talk a little bit more into it.
I'm
You don't
sorry,
have to
we
be
was in like
super
Salem
focused,
County,
but-
and it's all back roads. It's really really weird.
It's the hood.
So
Not
no,
hood. I
but
mean,
this but
I
this was
said
like
hood.
the whole.
It's a farm.
woods.
It's like farm,
yeah,
like
a
wooded
lot of
area.
farm-
Yeah.
it was.
Joe, you know where Salem is? It's like
That's down by Delaware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of down
It's
like
down
exit
south more.
like exit like 18.
Like
17.
No, I'm
Carney's-
exit 18. Don't
Carney's
get that
Point-
mixed up.
Carney's Point area, like, but it's before Carney's Point.
Yeah, it's
Or
well.
after.
Oh, that's right. You were
After.
cutting across.
Yeah, I'm,
okay.
I'm back. But
It's
anyway,
down in the sticks. It's down in the sticks. bro.
So I'm going through that area, and I go past a car. I actually drive past a car. It was dotted lines. Boom, I go by them. I get to another car. Boom, it's still dotted lines. So I go to pass this car again. At this point, now the it goes from dotted lines to now solid lines.
Right.
So
Which
it's
is
like a quick.
How would you know? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, I don't really
you're
know
going
these
around a path.
roads,
Right,
you
right.
know, too well at the same time. But I remember, like, you know, going by, and I remember looking at the person, or at least trying to anyway. Like, what is this guy doing?
And like it was like they sped up on you,
yeah,
kind of thing.
and I'm like, seriously, like, come on. So, you know, at the end of the day, I had to make a quick decision, and you know, talking about it does no justice because everything goes like this, you know?
Fast, yeah.
So, as soon as I looked at it, it's like I looked at everything all at the same time. And then I looked straight ahead. And as soon as I looked straight ahead, that's when I seen another car actually coming in the same, you know, coming through. So the first thing I did was look to my left, look to my right to see where I can go first. And I constantly remember looking to my left, and it was a house there. But then I remember looking to my right, and it was like all woods. So I like quickly tried to turn my car. Mind you, this car that we were parallel to each other. Like I kind of had to slow down, speed up. Like it was such a weird.
So as you say
So
that,
he
but
was merging, or they were merging into the same lane that you were.
No.
She was following. Now think of this: two lane road, like 45 mile an hour speed limit, probably.
Yeah,
50.
ish. Yes.
She was going. Her lane had the dots, so she went around past the car. You know, we're drifting. I mean, it
Yeah.
wasn't like. I mean, in all reality, we drive.
Just trying to go around.
So
Yeah.
she went to go to pass the next car.
That
It turned to solid lines, and he sped up. Like you're not passing me, kind
like
of
yeah,
thing.
you're not passing me.
So now she's stuck in the opposing lane, and that one,
Oh, you were on the
and
other
that
side.
Other
yeah,
side.
and then that fast
I
oncoming
see.
traffic. Now think about that. Like now
Oh,
someone's coming,
shit.
so it's like holy shit. Where do
Where do
I
I go
go?
next?
But this is all happening like
Blink
that
of an eye,
fast.
that
It's not
fast.
like. It's not like you're like, well, let me think what I'm gonna do. It's like,
Yeah.
oh shit, boom, boom,
Boom,
like
boom.
that, this fast.
Right.
So they're coming. What was it? SUV, I think.
It was a Volvo, if I'm not mistaken. That's what I was
Volvo
told. There's a lot
SUV,
of
right?
things.
I
Yeah,
thought it was an SUV.
It's not. I kind of don't remember, you know, of a lot, but I'm trying to still to this day get a lot of the different stories of what happened in my
Right.
life throughout this whole time, even till today. But I remember swerving because it was all woods on the right hand side. So me and the car, I guess we head on collided or whatever, and I remember my legs being
Jesus.
in
she
the
hit the-
car.
she
I
hit-
remember my legs being in the car, but my body being on the outside of the car.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm still thinking like, dang. The craziest thing, the first thing I thought was, dang, I gotta tell my dad I got in an accident. I'm gonna have to help him, ask him to help me fix my car.
Isn't that
That's
funny
what I
how
said.
our brain works
Yeah,
sometimes?
I'm
Like,
like, oh, I'm like, all right, man, I'm about to go to work.
It's
Still
that-
not knowing
it's not
my
you
legs
almost died.
are.
It's not you almost died.
None
or
of that.
something.
I thought
It's
it was
like,
a- I
fuck
thought
the
it was a-
car. I gotta tell man.
As hard as
You
it was, I thought it was a
insurance.
fender bender. Like I still didn't know
You were
how
in shock.
bad
You
this
had to be in
was
shock.
at all. I'm like fender bender. Oh, my dad's gonna be there for the car. Oh, what am I about to have to tell him? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
but at the same time, my legs are in the car on the passenger side. Mind you, I was on the driver's side, so I got ejected. So my legs are in, my face and everything is out. And I remember somebody coming over. I don't know who it was. I was like, oh my god, the young lady. And I'm like,
Who the fuck's
what
the
are we talking about? Can I get up and please go? I'm trying to get to work. Please.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we have to call an ambulance. For who? For what? I'm trying to get to work.
Right.
Don't call the ambulance. Call my job. Just tell them I'm gonna be a couple minutes late. Like I was still so cool,
Conscious,
everything
your brain
calm.
was still
Yeah, and I'm like,
conscious, yeah.
as a matter of fact, while you doing that, please call my mom and dad. And matter of fact, call my twin. Tell them I'm in a car accident. Tell them I'm alive. Make sure you break the news down like that. Hey, Danita just got in a car accident. She's alive. You got to say everything real fast because I don't want nobody nervous. Like, I'm talking to them
Yeah.
really calm and cool and collective. And then they're like, they got to call the ambulance, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, man, I just want to go to work. Like, I just started this new job. I got this nice car. I just moved in a new house. Like,
Right.
everything, if everything was just the right thing, I was in the right place, the right time in my life. You know, so I thought house, car, career,
Yeah.
things I've been working for, you know, for a long time. And that's where my life pretty much changed. That's where my life changed.
Right there.
Right there.
At that given moment.
At that.
So you hit this car right head on. I think, going by the pictures that I can remember, I think you went like passenger side to passenger side.
It was his driver. It was like driver side to driver side, but I got ejected, and he had someone else also, unfortunately, in the car. He got hurt too, and thankfully everything is okay with him, as far as I know.
For the passenger.
Yes, for the
So-
passenger.
so
But
the
he
dri-
was, he
so-
was hurt.
So the driver
He-
succumbed from this, right? He passed away from
Yeah,
the accident.
unfortunately, he passed away.
Right. So you hit. So you now, and you're right though. You did. So when you hit, you did get ejected from the car. You were hanging out the car.
Right, on the passenger side.
Right. And unfortunately for the driver on that car, they passed away. And you
Not
said-
instantly. He I think it was about a couple weeks later, he ended up passing away. But initially, when everything happened, I had no idea
Right.
that anybody passed away. I had no idea anybody was hurt.
Well, you're
I
dealing with.
I wasn't even conscious that
You didn't
I
know
was
you were
hurt.
right.
Yeah, like everybody was telling me, like, your legs are pretty
But you
bad.
were badly hurt.
Yeah, my legs. I already started from. It missed my hip by an inch, and they said if that would have happened, it would have been a whole different thing. But both of my femurs, both of my kneecaps, my tibia, my fibia, anything you can crack, break, bend from my hips down
Yeah.
actually happened. I broke everything from the hips down. Missing the hips, broke into my legs. So
Wow.
as of right now, my whole body is metal with prosthetic knees from the femur to the tibia. So I have no bone in my body but my hips, and then it goes metal all the way through. It wasn't. Everybody says it's a knee replacement. It's actually called a distal femur replacement. So that's what I'm saying. They replaced it's a long metal piece from your femur to your tibia with a prosthetic knee. So I'm thinking, and at this time when all the surgeries happened, I was about 34. And at 34, I'm like, I just want everything to get better. Like, whatever y'all can do just so I can walk again. And I'll just deal with whatever the consequences is later. Like,
Yeah.
so right now I'm just walking on everything metal, bionic. Bionic woman.
So you're in the hospital now,
Yeah.
severely hurt.
Hold on.
You got questions for it?
Yeah.
Go
How
ahead.
long did it take you to realize that you were fucked up? It's like something wasn't right. Like all this is going on, and once the shock settled,
Right.
you realized you looked around like, why the fuck am I on the hood of the car?
I was on the ground, but
you were on the ground?
Yeah.
Oh,
So the door actually happened to like it's
Oh,
it's
so-
a God-given story.
Wait, I'm sorry. Forgive me for asking. So, your legs were amputated?
No,
from the
I still got
accident?
my legs.
Oh no,
I
I'm
still have
saying-
my legs.
Right. So you were out of the.
So, so my legs are pretty much still hanging out. Like, to say the driver's door is open.
Oh, out the door.
Yeah.
Oh, you were
so
hanging
my
out the
so
door.
my upper
Okay.
body is like out the door, but my legs are.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right. So you were out the side door.
Yeah.
I'm thinking you were out the windshield. All right. That's
No,
my. Okay.
no.
Okay. I was like, oh wait, damn. You're on
Yeah,
the ground.
nah,
You
it's
just
okay.
screwed me all up.
That's
I was
okay.
like, oh shit. I was like, they came off and they put them back on.
Nah,
Like,
I don't want them to come
That's
off.
what she
Oh,
felt.
God.
That's how
Oh,
she
my
felt.
God.
Yeah, I
I'm
pretty
sure.
much didn't have it. I didn't feel anything. Like, I didn't realize that my legs weren't even functioning. But I
Right.
realized my upper body was functioning, and I'm moving my upper body trying to get myself together. But it's still nothing never.
Yo, so you want
Another
to know
setting.
a crazy story? I don't even know if you know this story, but we were at work, and I don't know what the guy's name was. I talked to the troopers, but apparently you climbed out of your car. Did you know that?
Now this is the first. See, I say I learn something
Yo,
new
you
every
climbed
day.
out. You climbed out of the car. In
It sounds
complete
like
shock.
it sounds like it's possible
Yeah,
with me.
so that was actually told to us that you actually climbed out of your car, even though your legs were broken. You still climbed out of your car. So I didn't know if you heard that or
Never
not,
heard.
but that was like
Never heard.
legit. That was a legit story.
Okay.
So you're in the hospital now, right?
Yeah, I'm in there.
Did
and-
they flew you? They flew you somewhere,
Yeah, I got helicopter to Delaware Christiana Hospital.
right? You know where that's at.
A trauma. They said that's where we were closest to. So they helicoptered me there. I had ruptured lungs. My spleen ruptured. Everything in my head was fine. I didn't have any brain no blood on the brain. I didn't have anything
Face
like
still
that.
cute.
I had a couple scars on my face. I had a couple of those.
Little cuts.
Yeah, little cuts on my hands, and I'm gonna say that's about it. But it's deeper than what it really seems. It's not really about it, but yeah.
So your legs were what?
My legs were the
most
worst.
of it, right?
Yeah, my legs took the damage of it.
So how long from when it happened to, I guess, when you got to the hospital, how long did that process take to or like even when you came to realize, oh shit,
Do
I
you
need to
remember
go to
that?
the hospital?
You
No,
remember
but
getting airlifted or anything like that?
I remember them airlifting me, and I remember them asking me questions, I guess they were trying to keep me moving and everything. Like, Miss Hamilton, they're just asking me a whole bunch of questions.
Keep you awake.
And yeah, and I remember it seemed like everything started closing in on me. Like everything started closing in. And I remember asking them, like, hey, am I gonna die? And they were like, you're not gonna die, but your legs is bruised pretty bad. And I said, I have a twin sister. I said, she can't make it without me. I said, you gotta keep me alive. I can't die. I can't die. They said, you're not gonna die. You're not gonna die. And I feel like that's the last thing that I remember because
Well,
after
they
that,
didn't lie.
Yeah, they said I wasn't gonna die. So after that, it's like I blacked out. And then to me, when I woke up, I felt like it was like Saturday, but they said it was like Thursday because I had like family and friends, people coming in and see me that I really, to this day, don't remember. It all feels like a dream.
And the accident happened on what day?
On a Thursday, October 26, 2017.
Oh damn, that's 2 days away from my birthday.
Yeah.
That's right after my birthday, actually.
Damn.
I think we hung out on my birthday,
So
October 8th. We did.
Probably.
So
No,
2
we
days
did.
later, you kind of come back and realize what.
Yeah, I'm in the hospital and they're saying how bad my legs is. I remember
And you
talking
still
to them.
didn't realize how bad your legs.
No,
were at
I'm
this
still
point.
like, my leg. Like, I'm talking to the doctors, talking like, this, that, and the third, saying, different things like, we're gonna have to do this surgery. I got to get back to it. I need to go in and check out. I need to see what I need to do. And I asked him. I said, sir, like, am I gonna be able to walk again? Like,
Right.
you got to cut it down. I can't really function. I don't really know what's going
Stop talking
on.
the bullshit. Just
Yeah.
give me the real
Yeah.
deal. Bitch, am I walking again or not?
He's a good guy. And he
But
was
you
like,
wanna know.
He was like, yeah, you'll be able to walk again. All right, you do your job, I'll do mine. That's all. Just get me to walk.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to walk. That's it. That's all I need to know. And they went to work that Monday. And then
How many surgeries did you have to do?
altogether at this point right now is over 30. And I'll have one possibly coming up.
Over
So,
30.
Over 30 before they got it right.
And what year was this? I'm sorry.
2017. And now it's 22 and it's over 30. So.
How long were you in
Holy
the
shit.
hospital for?
I
at
was
that
in
hospital.
I was in Delaware for 3 months
Before you even
before I-
left the front doors.
before I left, and I didn't even go there. I had to go to McGee in Philly. I had to learn how to pretty much gain like some type of independence back.
That's
Right.
where they rehabbed you at McGee?
Yes,
Okay.
and I was there, but I was so I would guess I was so good, or so to say. I don't want to say that, but like I guess I was so good that I only was there for like 2 weeks. I
Yeah.
came out the day after Valentine's Day. I came home. I could transfer, get in the car, get out the car with a board. Like I worked my tail off to do what I needed to do
'Cause
because
you're a
I just
fighter,
wanted to
though.
go home. That's all
Because
I
you're a
could think.
beast.
It was a lot of mental, but
But you're determined.
I'm very determined.
So now, to get to the bullshit part of this journey, right? So you're in the hospital. How long are you in the hospital before you realize there's going to be charges involved with this? Like, how long did you know before you found out, like, oh shit, I'm in trouble for this shit?
Right. I think it was sometime maybe
That's gotta be a
November.
shock, too.
Yeah, November, December. Like someone gave me a call. Like one of the lawyers gave me a call and was saying like, "Oh, you're in some type of trouble. somebody passed away and da da da. I'm like, oh, it was an accident. I was like, I don't understand
Right.
what you're talking about. You
Right.
know, I couldn't grasp what was going on. Everything is too
registering
much,
to you,
yeah,
right.
at all. So they're saying it, and then I hang up. I remember hanging up the phone, and I'm like, and I remember telling the story. Don't tell my mom and dad just what you told me. Let me deal with this by myself. Not knowing my parents already knew, and they're telling this guy, don't tell me the same thing, and he did just that. It's so much.
So they didn't want to tell you because they want
They
you
didn't want me to worry, and I didn't want to tell them because I'm like, I'm going to handle this myself. I don't want them to feel worried.
Right.
So everybody's caring so much about everything. You know, everybody's caring about the next and not knowing. But when that lawyer said that, he called me, and I remember my cousin was in the room with me that day, and I was like, yo, this, that, and the third. Like, you know, this guy, he just said, you know, he's like, you're not going to jail. And what he says is gold. So I'm like, right, I'm not going to jail. Like, you know, and I when
It's
I
an
heard
accident.
somebody passed, I felt so like,
felt
well,
bad,
first
of
before
course
I
you did.
I had to let it register because it still didn't register that somebody passed away. I'm like, what do you mean? And it is plain and simple, Danita, somebody passed away in this accident. I'm like, there's no way that I could have killed somebody.
Right.
At the end of the day, I'm like, that's killing somebody. I'm like, I didn't do that. It was
Right.
an accident. There's no way. Like, what happened that somebody got hurt this bad? But he was an older guy, and I'm not too sure, but
So to rewind back, the reason why, Joe, in case you're wondering, why these charges came to her because it's an accident, right? People die in accidents all the time.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why they put these charges on her, not only is she a cop, but two, they're trying to get her for passing in a no passing zone. I think,
Mm-hmm. yes,
right? Was
yes,
the main thing.
yes.
So they tried to get her, well, not try, they did.
Mm-hmm.
They got her for passing in a no passing zone, and which. at
First, they
fault.
tried everything. First, they tried to look and see if I was on my phone. They was just throwing anything to see what was going to stick.
Yeah.
So there, first it was like, oh,
Like
she was on her
distracted
phone.
driving
Yeah,
and
and
all
I'm
kinda
like,
crazy
they
stuff,
looked at
right?
my phone, nothing. Oh, what else they do?
Drugs and alcohol.
Yeah, they
tests?
tried to check, nothing in my system. Like anything that they tried to do
She was
just
going
did
to
not
work.
stick.
Joe, she's in full uniform,
Full uniform.
vest on,
Yeah,
gun.
vest.
Did you have it? You
No, I didn't have
carry
a
it.
gun.
She didn't carry.
I didn't.
So that whole full uniform, vest on, like going to work.
Everything.
So
Belt,
she passed.
everything.
She passed. Dot. It went from dot to solid.
Solid.
Boom.
And that's what they caught
Instantly,
me on.
accident happens. Hits. Unfortunately,
The young
Listen,
man.
not to take nothing away from someone passed away. So, I know her like my sister. I know she's upset about it.
Yeah.
Someone passed. So yeah, of course she's upset. Of course she would never in a million years would let somebody get hurt like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So someone passed away, unfortunately, and it saddens for everybody, her side, their side. But now she's in the hospital recovering from crazy
Crazy.
injuries. And then she gets hit with, you're getting charged with.
And possibly facing 5 years. 5 years in jail, in prison?
For,
Where you work.
Yeah, I work.
Yo,
like, hold on,
bro, we're cops in the prison.
we're there.
nuts.
I'm like, there's no way and in my
That's
head
the
I'm
last
thinking,
place you wanna
there's
be.
no way I could survive there. That's all I could think of. Like, I'm not going there. I'm not them. I'm like, you know,
Right,
I'm
you're-
like,
you're
I'm
the
not a
other
fucking
side.
inmate.
You're the
I'm like,
other
I'm
Because
not
at
an
this point we've been in.
inmate.
Because this point, Ham, we've been there what 9 months.
yeah.
So we're still in like these are inmates.
Rookie
we're
mode.
rookies
Like,
and
we
we're
just,
like I can't be an inmate. Like, I'm a
Yeah.
cop. Like how the hell I'm gonna
like
be
how
an
am
inmate now?
I gonna transfer from that to that? Like how am I survive? And at the end of the day, that's not even, you know, how I was brought up. It's not my personality. It's not how anything. So mentally, I never thought that I could survive in an environment like that. I
Right.
couldn't think I could adapt in an environment like that. That's just not me. I'm not taking on, you know, from an inmate or anything. I'm just saying it's not me. So
But I see. I feel you though because when I went in there, I'm like, man, how are they living like this, right?
right.
But as you know, when you get put in that kind of environment, you adapt on your own
You adapt.
fast. 'Cause
You have no
it's
choice.
your survival instincts.
Yeah, and that's what I had to do. So
So walk us through when you finally you're getting charged and you had to deal with the courts
right.
and all that.
So
all
I
that
got
stuff.
it. So I got indicted in 2018. I got charged in 2019, and then they told me I had to come back to see what my sentence was going to be. So when I got my sentence, it was November 1st, 2019.
But where are you at this whole time now? You're home?
Yeah, I'm home.
You're home
I'm
recovering. So you're
Yeah.
all-
So so for 2 years you're dealing with the
back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
out of the hospital, home, trying
homes,
to recover.
back and forth to
and
surgeries.
then
Wheel-
you gotta
wheelchair.
worry about, and then you got the
And-
back burner of I'm about to I might
Possibly
have to
going
go
to
to
prison. Yeah, I'm still
Oh,
trying to
my
fight that as
God.
well.
Wheelchair.
Wheelchair. I was wheelchair.
That's a very, very, very big mental test for you right there.
Ooh.
Can you imagine, Joe?
Oof.
Can you fucking imagine,
I'm
yo?
freaking out just about the shit I got going on right now. It ain't nothing like
That's
that.
what I'm saying. Like, so when people look at like how bad things are in your life, there's people
Could
who
always be worse.
it could be a
Right.
lot worse for you.
It
Like
can.
from a split second where you make a little mistake,
Your life changes.
the ripple effect is insane, bro. It's like insane.
Just
like,
when you think that it could get in, just when your legs ain't working, you're trying to work on your legs, they hit you with a boom. You could go to prison for 5 years. Wait, let me recover with my legs
Like,
first.
shit.
Hey,
Can I
hey,
at least
Wait
be
a
able to
minute. I'm like,
walk?
hold on. Are
Joe,
you
wait.
sure that's a
Joe, wait.
possible thing?
You don't even know. This story gets really, really good. I'm not kidding, bro. Like it gets. Trust me, it goes in. Like it goes in. So
So
we're gonna roll with it. So,
okay.
We'll let her get back to it.
All right. So 2019, November 1st, I went to court, and I didn't think that was going to be the date that they would either take me away or take me home. I didn't actually know what was going to happen.
At this point, you have not seen jail yet.
No.
Okay.
At this point, nothing.
Okay.
Boom. They end up saying that, oh, okay, this is it. Boom, she's going to prison. They put me in handcuffs, wheelchair me into the back. In my head, I'm like, there's no way. At this time, mind you, okay, I just got a surgery about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago.
You still can't walk.
So, absolutely, I
She's
still
still
can't walk,
healing from
but
the
I'm healing
surgery.
from a
Right.
surgery, right? So my lawyer asked the judge, can you just, she goes post-op on Monday, just give us a couple more days, let her get herself together, because jail is nasty.
Right.
All right, let her get herself together and then let her turn herself in. So she says, she talks to the prosecutor and the family and like, do you mind, da-da-da. They said no. Of course. Why wouldn't you? They're upset.
Their emotions are high. Joe.
Yeah, but
Look at it from the other side.
but
too,
I don't
right?
know
You
what's
know what I mean?
I don't know what the judge is for if that's what you're doing
Right.
that with. Like, oh, I thought we were asking you, but that's neither here nor there.
Right.
So that happens. Boom, they take me back. By that was on a Friday. I'll never forget it. By that Monday, an infection just was infested in my leg. Leg big. I'm talking to the doctors there. He's telling me, "Oh, your leg looks good." I'm like, "I'm not no doctor, but I've been through quite a bit of surgeries,
Wait a minute.
and this looks nasty."
Don't go too fast now. So you leave the courthouse, right? Just
didn't-
like we
I didn't leave the courthouse. I was in Salem, and I stayed. They
in the
locked
county
me up.
in the county jail.
Yeah, they
there.
locked me up
So
in the
your
county at
infection
the
happened
time.
at the county.
Yes,
Okay. So you left the courthouse and went to Salem County Jail,
yes.
where we
Friday.
are cops. Like,
Yeah.
like you're like, holy shit. Now
Like
I'm on the
how-
other side of this fucking.
So you were literally in where you worked.
Well, I
No,
worked.
no.
I worked in
Oh,
another spot.
We're
I didn't
state-
work
we're-
at.
We're state
I was-
prison. She's in a
Oh.
county.
Yeah, I'm in the
Okay.
county. I was
Oh,
state.
all
I
right,
worked
all
for the
right, yeah,
state.
Okay.
And I ended up going there. And Monday I had an infection. They if it wasn't for me, that doctor would have never took a culture because I was like, can you please just take a culture? Like it doesn't cost to take a culture. Okay, they take a culture.
What's a culture?
A
They
swab.
a little
to check
swab
to see
to
if you
check
have
and see if I have
infections.
infection.
Okay.
And come back. I think it was about Thursday. They came back and said, "You have an infection. Rush her to the hospital." I got rushed to
What kind
Cooper.
of infection was it? Like a
At
staph
this time,
infection, or you just
I didn't know. I just knew I had an infection. But mind you, being that my leg is made of all metal, having an infection is not something that I could afford because if an infection just prunes in my body, then my whole leg is done.
Right.
Which I knew by taking the chance of taking all the bone out of my body and having this surgery, the major surgery that I end up having. So it's real. It's
She
real
could lose her
intense.
fucking leg,
Yeah,
dude.
the whole leg from the hip up could have been possibly gone. So my doctor in Delaware, they're trying to tell them, get her here. But, we're in Jersey, so it was hard crossing state lines, whatever. But for some odd whatever reason, they were trying to figure it out. Somewhere the lines were crossed. Somebody was lying. I know who, but I'm not going to get into that. And long story short, I end up getting released from prison after 22 days because they just realized my infection was bad and
Joe, they
it was-
basically said
but they don't want no parts of it. Pretty
What
much,
they let her out.
they let
said,
me out.
Just go ahead and
Just
handle
go.
that.
Yeah.
We'll handle you later on.
Yeah,
It's basically what they
yeah,
did, bro.
they let me go
They could have just avoided this all.
by just giving me a couple,
couple
days and doing that.
So now
And
you have a fucking complete infection in your
Now
leg.
I have a infection in my leg, and I have to
they
rush
didn't
to
want to
Delaware.
deal with. They didn't want to deal with.
Nobody
this.
wanted to deal
once
with
you're
that.
once you're in their custody, it's their
That's their responsibility.
They have to pay for
They
your
have to
shit,
pay for
whatever's
all that.
wrong.
Right.
So they said, look,
But mind
kick
you,
her out.
while
let her
I
deal
was
with her
in
own
the
shit.
prison, the prison hospitals that were associated with the prison, so the doctor at the prison was giving them the information. Both of the hospitals that were dealing with the Edna Maham Correctional Facility, both of them said, we don't want any parts of that. No, let her go back to whoever she was with. We don't want any parts of that. So I'm in there, their two biggest hospitals or whatever, and nobody wants me. Nobody. They all read my 600-page.
They don't want the
thing.
problems.
They don't want me, so I end up getting out.
Well, we want you, just so you know.
God wanted me still here. That's why I'm still here, man.
Yo, so I didn't want to throw you off on that, but I just want you to let you know that I'm personally glad you're here.
Thank you.
So you get released from the prison. You get released from there. Where do you go from there? Like
I went right to
right to the
I went
hospital?
right to Delaware to the hospital.
now, how long are you in there again?
So I was there from November to December of 2000.
Another month.
Yeah. So I was in there, but at this point, I was like, I was just released from the hospital. So I mean, released from the
Jail,
prison. So I'm like, I don't even care. I've done 3 months in the hospital before. So what's a month? Like, you know. So
Yeah.
I was just happy that I was just home, and then home for the holidays as well. So I did that. So now 2020 is about to hit because this is all 2019.
Right.
Now 2020 is about to hit, and I
man.
have to go back to a hearing, whether they're going to put me back in or, you know, possibly put me on a bracelet. We're trying to figure out what we're going to do. We already seen the complications that happened. We already seen that they couldn't take care of me.
Right.
They already know that, and clearly they don't care. So February comes, they come up with it saying I'm not gonna, saying that I was gonna go back, but COVID hit, so I didn't end up going back at that particular point. So we had to have different. So we kept going. We had online court dates and stuff,
Right.
but it just kept getting postponed. So now it's October. So they're like, we're making a decision here this day.
Of what year?
Now this is still 2020.
2020 October.
So they're like, we're making a decision today. I'm like, okay.
Your anxiety.
Yo,
is
I would have been like,
that's
can
where
we just
my-
do one more week?
Oh man, oh, I
I
could
can't,
imagine.
it's so
Yo,
many
did you go
sleepless
in there?
nights.
But did you go in there prepared? Like, I know they're gonna fuck me up this time. They're gonna put me in again.
No. Well, we was on virtual, so we
Oh.
was on a computer, but I just always kept feeling like, you know, I'm real spiritual, so I just prayed and I just said, you know, God, your will is your way, even though the will that I would want would be not to go to prison.
Right.
So I was hoping His will was the same as mine, but it was, you know,
Well, he might have been at lunch when you did that.
I don't know, whatever, Mike.
I mean, you guys gotta have lunch. Jesus Christ.
So they end up saying that I'm gonna be sentenced November and they were sentencing me right before Thanksgiving.
You son of a bitches, yo. You couldn't even have
Can't
some
even
turkey.
have a nice meal.
So we end up having Thanksgiving dinner on that Sunday because I was supposed to turn myself in on that like Tuesday, and Thanksgiving was on that Thursday. And we had a family dinner, and then I went to go turn myself in.
You should have ran. In your defense, you should have rolled out.
Yeah, right. Roll out.
Hey, I was gonna say, well, it sucks you couldn't really run.
So I
No,
was
that
like,
was cool.
fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm going. Should have rolled the hell
And
out
I
of there.
end up, but
But
check
no,
me
you did
out.
the right thing, though.
But
You-
check
you
this
did the
out.
right thing.
Check this out. So I go there, right? And they take my temperature, right? So they take
Oh,
my
nah,
temperature,
You got
temperature's
COVID?
hot as shit.
100.1. So they said, do you feel sick? And I'm like, I've been nauseous. Like, I just got nauseous this morning, whatever.
Yeah, I'm in prison. I'm sick,
Yeah,
motherfucker.
they said, you know what? We don't want you. Turn me around.
No shit.
So I didn't go to prison that November. So
there you
they
go.
postponed it again to
Again.
December.
So he wasn't on lunch. I'm sorry. Let me
So
take
he
that
wasn't.
back. He wasn't on lunch.
He was
All right.
listening anyway.
Okay, so
So then I went back December. What happened? Clearly they were saying I had COVID symptoms. Sent me back home.
The first time or the second time?
Both times. This is now we're on the second time.
Nice.
This is December.
nice.
December
COVID
11th.
came in claiming clutch.
Yes. And then January, so then they postponed it to January. But this time they were like, we're pending her transfer. Like as soon as she gets to Salem, we're going to get sheriff's department to come get her, and she's not even going to stay in Salem. She's going right to the state. Like
Right
we're not playing no games
Right
with
there
her.
in the mayhem.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're
So-
not playing no games.
So let me ask you, and then we'll continue on. But so what exactly now were your final charge of why you're going? What was the actual charge?
I'll be trying to forget about it. I'm sorry.
I know.
It was second degree. It was called public health and safety.
Because you're a
Violation
because you're a
of.
cop.
I'm not sure why they did it,
So-
but it was called public health of violation and safety. But if you were to look it up, it's a traffic ticket. And if you look it up, it's like it's not even found in a book.
But you do realize because you're a cop that it gets elevated, right?
No, I didn't.
So once you're sworn in as an officer in New Jersey, your charges are already going to be trumped.
Okay.
That's for everything.
Okay.
As far as your case, I don't know the stipulations of it because there's so much that was wrapped around it, right? But because you're already a cop, it's already like, for instance, it's already aggravated because you're a sworn in officer. So as soon as we got sworn in, it was
That was
already going to
something
be
different.
trumped anyway.
Okay.
So, but not saying that was your situation.
Yeah.
But, so you get charged with that.
Public health and safety.
Public
then it
health
was
and safety, whatever.
it
How
was-
many? So what was your sentence? What was your actual sentence?
4 years flat.
4 years.
4 year. Well, it's 4 years. It was 4 year sentence, but I ended up getting a 4 year flat, and with a flat number, that's I had to serve before I can even see parole. It had to be pretty much a year before I could see parole.
Okay.
And so I applied for ISP and everything to get
Hold
out.
on, let's go back
No problem.
to December.
Okay, December. So then they said, we're going to go again for January. In January, she's going. There's no nothing.
Right, straight-
straight
straight down the
straight
man.
down there.
Which is an
Don't
awesome
even
prison.
stop to take the test.
Yeah, don't
She's
even
going.
take the test. If she still has COVID symptoms, we don't care. We'll take care of
Right there at the man.
it. Yeah.
Which is an awesome prison. We'll talk about that in a couple
Oh,
minutes.
gee.
Joe, you seen it?
Nah.
Oh yeah, man. Oh,
Real quick, and
I
then we're
don't
gonna go
wanna see
back.
that
No, I
prison.
just want to tell you what it's about.
I'm not gonna say it. I'd rather
Trannies.
you.
Guys, they put guys in the women's prison, and 2 people just got pregnant.
Oh no! That's
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 the
all
prison.
on it.
So
That's the
go ahead.
prison I was
We'll
in.
get to that in a
No,
minute.
what?
No,
All right,
we'll get to that in a
let's
minute.
touch on
so
that,
go ahead.
please.
But she has a little insight on it, but not that we're snitching. I'm just gonna tell you. So go ahead, sis.
So January I went. They end up taking me up there, and I filled out papers and everything for ISP. My ISP
I'm
got
sorry.
denied.
What is ISP? Because I don't know.
Intensive house arrest.
House arrest.
Oh, okay.
It got denied. I applied 3 times. 3 times the charm. Got denied all 3 times. Because
It wasn't a
Should have tried to
charge.
forward it.
I
Should have tried to forward
was going to keep going. I was determined. Determined. Do
going.
you hear me? But it was denied per the family. They had say in whether I could get out or not. But
The victims.
yeah,
No, I
of this.
yeah. So that's why I didn't get to get that. So
All
I
the-
had to serve all of my time. I had to serve at least the minimum time of a year before I was even looked at by the state.
So all because you were like a foot past the dotted lines, or like how many?
Solid.
She was in oncoming
I was
traffic.
on
on
oncoming
a solid
traffic.
line.
I'm saying, but like it was dotted,
It started.
and then like once you did it all, when did it? Like how many feet left of when you left?
Joe,
Can you remember?
I
you
split
probably can't
seconds,
remember.
bro.
No, I
You
can't. That's got pretty deep for me,
Yeah,
Joe.
all right.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know I tried to swerve.
Joe, just think
Right.
about passing. It happens.
Like-
You know
like,
what I'm
let's
saying?
I do it on the bike. I do
Right.
it on
Yeah,
the bike.
Oh,
like-
I do it. I
yeah.
still do it.
I mean, I get a little worried when I do it in the car.
People do it all the time.
People do it all the time. It's not an
unfortunately,
uncommon
but
thing.
All right,
gotta
sis,
be
hit us.
safe.
Hit us. You turn yourself in.
So I turned myself in. Me and my dad, my sister, and my nephews, and my uncles and them, they came. They turned us in. I went to turn myself in, and the ride there. I went there and they turned me around and then they called me back and was like, "Oh no, come back, you are going." I'm like,
Nah, bitch. You already told me I'm out.
Yeah, you are going.
I'll be there
I'm
tomorrow.
like, oh man. So we go back and just the thought process, the ride there is just like, I can't believe this is about to happen. But as much as I was trying not to think about it, I was thinking about it, like just being just not around. Like I couldn't grasp it. Like everything, sometimes it just doesn't register to me as fast. Maybe is a defense mechanism. I don't know. But so I got there, and my dad wheelchaired me all the way into where he couldn't wheel me no more. And I could see I see my dad pretty much stay strong but break down at the same time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
And I couldn't even, like, I gave him a kiss, I gave my dad a kiss, and then I seen him, like, run, back to the car, a little trot. And I just turned my back, and, like, I never looked back. I was like, I'm never looking back. If I would have seen my sister and them pull off, that would have been too much for me. I'm like, all right, I'm about to go in here, I'm about to G it. I'm about to get this ISP, so I think coming home, my family's going to help me. We're gonna fight to get out because I don't deserve to be here. I'm not saying that I don't deserve any consequence because I would never take away from that family. But I knew at the same time it was an accident.
It was an accident.
So like I said, I would never take away from this family of how they feel.
Of course, absolutely.
But
And you
I
have
knew in my
remorse.
absolutely. But
It was 100% accident.
accident.
If they knew you, and they know your vibe, and like they know your personality and who you are,
It would have been a totally
It'd have
different.
been totally. But these are people that don't know who you are. Like
They're
personally,
judging me from the accident. They don't know me.
and I'm not being biased just because I'm close with you, right? Like I see I see the circumstances. If you were drinking and driving, sis,
It would've
and you
been
did that shit, I would have been like,
something
well, she's
different.
gonna get what comes to her.
Tour,
Right?
exactly.
If she was on her phone or like doing some dumb shit,
Then you gotta
then
take
sis, you gotta take that.
You got
But
right.
like this was a legit
Accident.
accident.
Trying to get to work.
It was
Trying to
going
get to
work.
get to work.
It was a legit accident, right? That these charges got trumped up on you.
And
So-
then for the people that I even used to work with in the prison and these sergeants and these lieutenants that act like something, like y'all go out and party on y'all 2 to 10 shift. Y'all drive drunk home.
Yo, so real quick,
Like
so,
this could happen to you
I wanna
guys.
I want to get
Even
into that
them,
real
and
even
it
fast.
those cops that came out.
No,
they probably
wait,
do it all
Joe.
the time.
Joe, I told you it gets good. So, all right, so you turned yourself in. You go in at the mayhem, right?
It's December.
Now you're
It's
now
January.
You're
It's
full-blown-
January
January.
2021.
Okay.
Now,
So
Now you're
applied
full-blown
3
inmate.
times.
yeah,
You applied 3 times. Should have went for a 4th.
yeah.
No.
But I'm in the prison at this point too.
She's
January
in
21.
the prison now, adjusting to the other side of the fucking
Yeah.
podium.
Now I'm an
that
inmate.
we've
I
already
went from
worked.
an officer to an inmate.
So now she's
In a
Bro, This all
wheelchair.
happened,
In a wheelchair.
dude. This all
That fucking
happened,
sucks.
bro. This
An
all
amount of
happened
an
so
amount of
fast.
4 years. This all happened. Everything from fighting a case to not being able to walk, to being in a wheelchair, to getting surgeries, to going to prison, coming out of prison, going back to prison. All happened in 4 years. So
Were you still in the wheelchair in the prison
yes, I was.
the whole time?
Yep.
Okay.
So you,
I worked myself out of it though.
So you just
I
started
walked
walking.
out. Yeah,
Well, congratulations.
walking really good. Thank you. I was determined. I was like, you know what?
Bro, she's
This
so
is
fucking
not-
strong. So
This is not going.
Nita
I'm not-
Strong. Nita Strong is.
Nita Strong.
Tell us about the Nita Strong and how that started.
Well,
Well, wait. Hold
Go
on. Let's
ahead,
not
no
get
problem.
sidetracked. I want to hear more. I got to hear more.
You want to hear about this? Oh,
It is a good
yeah,
story.
wait, real,
It's very
real quick,
intense.
Joe. Real quick. I want to get into a couple things that's really important, especially for her. We graduated with cops that went to that prison.
yeah.
She goes to that prison on this charge. I'm not
And
going
I
to call
see
it
these-
stupid. I'm just going to say she got charged with something. She goes. She sees the people we graduated with, and they're not even the same people. Now all of a sudden, it went from we graduated academy together to all of a sudden now it's cop. You're an inmate. It's over.
Yep.
No shit.
But
So
on
they
top of
didn't
that,
give you
these
no
people.
respect.
But even before them seeing me in prison, they would come to visit me. They were my friends.
Yeah, they were
They came to the
coming to the
hospital.
hospital.
Support everything. to not being able to talk to me. But I don't know, the reasons. I don't know if they weren't allowed or they didn't want to. I heard they weren't allowed, and so be it at this point. It hurt my feelings at first because I looked at them,
Absolutely.
especially, you took the time out to come see me. I looked at you as like, something special. Like, and for the simple
Can you
fact, I didn't
imagine,
know
dude?
you. You these ladies, but we went through blood, sweat, and tears doing this academy. You something with me, like we all was in this whole thing together. To you now, and just like I'm not that type to want anything while I'm in prison. Like, don't sneak me nothing. I didn't want to get in trouble. I wanted to
Yeah.
do my time.
Just
a little
Get
respect.
It
out.
wasn't like you wanted a cell phone. Or
I
something.
didn't want none of that. I didn't want none of that. I just wanted, can you please get me a soap or a toothbrush? Like I'm like that. But the way they treated me, or should I say not treat me, is what hurt me the most, because they didn't treat me like any type of way. Like, if we would say like worse than an inmate. Like, you were just act like I didn't even exist. Now that part hurt. Like I said, I never asked them for anything because I wouldn't want to because I look at them as my friends, so I wouldn't want to jeopardize their livelihood. This is their life, so I wouldn't want to do that because that's
Now-
the type of person I am.
In going from an officer also in the prison, you're trained to be cop versus inmate,
Right.
and you look at them as not people, bro. So they train
But
you.
they are people.
They are, and you know that, and I'm. But see, I went in there knowing that. Like we had a guy here, one of my really good friends, Sneaker Box Chuck.
Okay.
He went to prison for murder.
Okay.
Did his time and got out and is doing big, huge things. We had a huge interview
Great.
with him.
Great.
I knew him before I even became an officer in the prison. So
Okay.
I went in with the mindset that they're just human beings.
Right. They
It's
don't
not-
have to be treated that way.
You don't treat them like what I always told everybody is, you got sentenced to this much time. It's not my job to make that much worse.
Right.
I'm
My
here-
mentality too.
You do. Would you know that?
Oh yeah,
We
my
went through it
mentality too.
together.
Like,
You
I don't
know-
need to make your life
you've
worse.
seen
You're
how I
already
treated
in
people,
it.
though.
Right.
You seen how I was.
Right.
I wasn't. I never made anything harder
Harder
than
than
anybody else.
anybody,
And you
yeah.
worked with me.
Right.
You knew that I
Right.
didn't treat people with that much disrespect. It was like, you got sentenced. That's your. I'm not here to make your sentence any more worse.
Yeah.
You do what you're supposed to do.
You do what
I
you're
do what I was
supposed to do.
and it's
I'm
a
gonna do
wrap.
my 8 so I can leave.
And I want to go home.
8 and skating them out. And do what you're supposed to do. Respect me. I'm gonna respect you.
Right.
And let's make this 8 hours on my shift as easy as possible. I'm gonna make your job easy, make my job easy, and we go about our business. And that's how we were. My mind never programmed to want to go in there and be rude to another
No.
individual.
No.
Like, especially if you didn't do nothing to me, I don't care what your charge is.
So were these guys being rude? Like these
But my
ex-coworkers?
coworkers,
It was girls.
these females,
Wasn't it
I'm gonna
females?
yeah, they were females. One in particular, she was. I'm not gonna say she was rude, but she just had her little way about her, and that's just that.
Okay.
And another one, when I saw her, everything was cool. We spoke. I had to ask her a couple questions, and we went about our business. And then another one, it was just like an instant respect level, boom, boom, whatever. But one was just like pretty much, can't get with it. One particular one, I just can't get with it.
But Joe, you're looking at it. So, yeah, she's my sister, right? So I kind of gotta like think about it, the whole situation. But you're looking at someone that had an accident, and this happened. So when you see her, just think about what position that she's in right now and what she's going through, right? It was an accident. She didn't
Right.
deliberately do something wrong. She didn't.
Was
She didn't drink and drive on her way home and killed somebody by
Right.
accident. She wasn't texting and driving
Nope.
and went into another
Nothing.
lane. She legit was passing someone. Did she pass too late and didn't realize it?
Possible.
It's a possibility. Everyone could does it. But if you know that road, there's nowhere to go.
Right.
It's woods, road.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like Route 130. You know what I'm saying? Like you're thinking about a remote road where there's 2 lanes and fucking woods for like 40 miles.
Right.
So it's like, oh shit, like where do I go? And then you got the jerk off that's next to you, and I call them jerk offs because I hate people. I hate people that drive. Like I legit know people who are assholes.
But
on
he
the
Yeah,
road.
didn't
they
have to
coulda-
speed
they-
up. He
yeah,
didn't need to speed
yeah.
up. He
Could he
could've
let her
you
in?
go.
But that's
Sure.
but that was the whole biggest part of this case. If that person's story would have been saying that they sped up, it would have been totally different. Because the funny thing is,
He
when
would've got
another
charged.
person made the statement, they even said like, "Hey, she could have passed, but this person sped up." And this person don't know me, don't know them, just
It's just a witness.
somebody,
It's
just a witness. So somebody that doesn't know us and gives you this story, but then now they're not taking their story. Like their story almost just doesn't exist in the statement, but everybody else's story exists in the statement.
Wow.
And mine don't exist either, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, but the witness story clearly didn't, and mine didn't. It was just crazy. But anyway, so I'm in that prison, and
So this is this January.
yeah, in January I'm in that
You
prison,
applied
and
three
then
times to get-
I applied for 3 times while I'm in there for ISP. I got denied. I finally knew I got denied about February or March, and that's when it sunk in. Like, you have
I
to
ain't
serve
going
this
nowhere.
time. I have to stay here. Like, this is it. And I just remember like feeling like I couldn't take it no more. Like, oh, you know what? This is not going to happen. I don't know how I'm about to survive this. This is just whack. Like, I need to go home. Like, I just could not get it. And that's where my life changed once again in like the spiritual aspect, because I went to just disliking God to the most core. Like, you could not, like, my mom's talking to me, oh, you know, she calls me Onita. Oh, Onita, you just pray. Oh, you know God. I'm sitting here like, would you stop?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear his name. If it was him, I would be out.
He's
like,
on
you know,
lunch.
and I was very upset, but I'm saying that to say like, but I know God is real.
Right.
And he never leaves me. He's never going to leave me. He knows his children get upset, and he's going to sit back
Mm-hmm.
while on lunch, like you said, and say, I'll wait for you to come back. You'll be back.
Yeah.
You know, like, you'll be back. And then I just cried for like a week. And then something just hit me, and I was just like, you know what? I'm okay. After like 7 days, it was a Friday. I'll never forget it. I was like, I'm okay. And then that's when I started praying again, and I started getting into my Bible, and my whole life just changed in there. And it didn't become so hard anymore, you know. And I've told a lot of people this, and when they hear this story, they're gonna know. I'm like, yo, I found peace in prison. I never found peace in my life. Like, you would never think in your life you would
gets to your
find
head.
peace in prison.
And my buddy Sneakerbox said the same thing.
I found
He
peace in
said
prison.
being in there, that you get stripped of everything that you could possibly think of, and you can only be in your own mind.
And sometimes that's not where you want to be. Sometimes
Or-
being in your head ain't where you want to be.
Or that's where you find your peace.
Right.
And you found.
And I found it. And I don't know if it was a happier person that looked like they was in prison every day like me. Like, who is this happy in prison every day? Like, you know, but
But that's your soul, though. That's who you are. Like, your soul was just able to breathe again
yeah.
and just be who you are.
yeah. And I
Because
was
that's who you
fine,
are.
and I was just like, no, I was taking these days days at a time, knocking them off the counter. I'm knocking them off, and then, you know, this thing started going good, and my time started decreasing.
How long?
And it started at January 2nd, 2022, but then now it's decreasing, and they would take 7 days off a month. So it went from January to December, like, you know, it's taking
So
off
you're
days.
seeing the candle burning from both ends.
Yeah, and I'm like, all right, just gotta reach this finish line. Like, I know, and I'm watching people leaving, and I'm like, one day that's gonna be me. I don't know when, but it's gonna be soon. You know what I mean? I just always kept hope, and I would always talk to my mom, and my older sister would write me Bible verses. It wasn't a day that she missed. She wrote a Bible verse, and one of my cousins, he wrote me every day positive, like, affirmations every day. When I say these guys didn't miss a day, oh man, it's emotional thinking about it.
That's great, though. Isn't that to have that support system behind you is what? I mean, just think about that.
Yeah,
Would you? I mean, you wouldn't be able to do it.
there's no way I would have did it.
Not a chance in hell.
So
Not a chance in hell.
my
So
support system
but that
was
support
great.
system is what made you very, very strong, right?
Very. My dad couldn't wait till I called home every day. Like, it was crazy.
You
I
are
knew I was
probably,
gonna cry.
Nah, but it's cool because you
I'm,
know why?
I'm almost crying.
Yeah, I'm almost crying. Because you know why? You are hands down one of the strongest females that I know. and I've seen it cleared on through.
Right.
From the first day I met you
Thank you.
to now, you are the strongest girl that I know. I mean,
you. I
for what
appreciate
you've
that.
been put up against and what you're doing, I mean, it's inspiring for me.
Thank you.
And it's now I'm gonna cry, but it's hard. It's hard for me to not be inspired by your what you've been through, because I've seen it go from A to B,
Right.
C, D, E,
Like
F.
we would run together to
Yeah.
now you have to help me, just a little something. You watch me
to,
walk with
just,
a cane,
but just to be able to just to hear what happened and not being able to see you,
right,
not be able to talk to you, and then
Right.
being told that I'm not allowed to talk to you, or
right,
like it's tough. It was tough for me. I'm like, this can't
That's
be
my-
real.
right.
Like, what the hell is she going to jail for? It was an accident. So I'm like, so many things were going on, and then my life was going on, and like things happened so much.
But what
And then
makes it even worse is when you see other articles with people, and if the prison system's supposed to be this, then let it be this. But you can't have me with this accident and have this person with this accident, and he gets this, and then I get this. Then what's the difference?
why was yours treated differently than the next person?
Right.
And that's the system is fucked up, and it all comes down to money and that whole other bullshit.
That we know.
Well, baby, you're out.
But I'm out.
When
And
you
I'm-
when was your final day? When did you get released?
Check this out. So I got released October 26th,
Oh
right?
shit.
Hold on, but ask me what
2021 or 2020? No,
October
2021.
26, 21.
That was dumb.
But my
question.
accident was October 26, 2017.
Holy shit.
So the same day my accident was, it's the same day I got released from prison.
That's
Really?
Just 4 years later.
very interesting.
And I served 11 months, 26 days.
That's crazy.
How
that's
now
crazy.
what is that?
He wasn't on lunch.
No, he wasn't. He got off. He was waiting for me that time. Yeah, he
So-
wasn't on lunch.
So you were supposed to do 4 flat.
Yeah,
You
so
got the
it's
4 flat, and then it only
it's a
ended up
4-year sentence,
less
but
than 12.
yeah,
Well,
when you see
4
parole-
days, 4 days shy of 12. I
yeah,
guess.
yeah.
So
to
are
me,
you
that's a
paroled
year.
out now?
No, I'm still in there for a little while. But I'm almost done. So everything is going smooth. I mean, I don't make any noise.
You ain't gonna make no noise,
Yeah, I
baby
don't.
girl.
And you
I
can
don't
walk,
make no.
thank God.
Yeah, I'm doing something.
Yo, let's talk about that. Real
I'm
quick.
doing something.
Right, let's talk about that. So we got past we got past the drama part of what happened to you, right? Which I'm glad we got that out of there. But I want to talk about you now and your journey from the chair to standing right there.
Right.
Tell me about that. When did you finally start getting out of the chair and be like, fuck this, I'm not gonna be in a chair. I'm gonna start walking.
Well, I was trying a little something when I was home before I went to prison, and I'm trying to move around a little bit. I was making a little noise doing that, but it still wasn't like a concrete thing. So it was up, back and forth. Then I went to prison, and then being in that chair, I lost the atrophy in my legs, being in there because when they put me in, I was supposed to get my therapy constantly. I had aqua therapy. These are the things that they said they were going to give me because they provided it there. And then I got there and voila, it wasn't provided. Like I was
Go
surprised.
figure.
Yeah, surprised. But whatever they was going to do to get me there, yeah, all lies, whatever. But they call us felons. But anyway, as they're liars. So I was in there and I lost all the atrophy in my legs and I end up going to therapy. Finally, they did get me therapy after about 3 weeks. And I end up going there and my therapist seen how hard it was for me to do these exercises. And so she put me on for more therapy. So I was doing therapy for 2 months. Then my therapy stopped. And she gave me something and it showed, different exercises to continue to do. So I'm like, all right, but I'm in my head. I'm like, oh, I'm about to get out on ISP anyway, so this will just hold me over for now, whatever. Boom, got the knife for ISP. I'm like, I'm gonna just keep working out. Like I'm a workout person anyway. I'm like, I'm not losing this leg strength. I'm like, I'd be damned if I lose this. So I continued to work out, and I was in prison just working out, and I was like, I'm not missing a day. So Saturdays and Sundays I wouldn't work out, and you can't eat healthy in prison because
Fuck no.
their food is not healthy.
There's
but
nothing healthy about it.
I used to buy. I wouldn't eat after 7, and I used to buy rice and like salmon chips. It was this little packet of salmon they had, and you cook from the microwave. You'd be amazed how you survive in prison. And that's what I would eat, because me being in the chair, I felt like I don't want to get big. Like, you get comfortable, you probably in prison, you might get a little big. Everybody, people got a little big and everything.
And you can't
And
work
I
out.
Yeah, so I'm like,
Looking like a soup sandwich.
yeah, looking like a soup sandwich. That's what they said. So I was determined not to look like a soup sandwich. So I worked out every day except for Saturday and Sunday, and I ate as healthy as I could.
And the
Like,
academy have already pumped you for that, because we did.
I was already mentally in
only
there
out
in my
9 months.
right, and because I was still running up
We were
all the way
still
up
running,
to
right. Well,
the
we all
accident.
were.
Yeah,
We
I
were
was still working out.
Right, because
Right.
we got out of the academy. We're like, this is what was instilled
Yeah,
in us. We have
and
to. I don't want to be a fucking soup
Sandwich. That's my brother
it's like-
still calls me a soup sandwich. He be like, "Go ahead before you start
Just
looking
keep
like
running, Joe. I'm telling you, when I got out of academy, we're all in class. We're like, did you work out yesterday? Yeah, I
Yeah,
worked out.
yeah,
You're
you
starting to
just-
look like a soup sandwich
I'll be all
over
right.
there.
I'm on my diet. I'm down now.
He got a dad bod. It's all right.
I'm a
It's about the
daddy
dad
bod.
bods
Yeah,
now.
It's a fucking dad bod. No, but I'm working on myself again. I took a little hiatus, but
It's all good.
so Anita Strong
All right.
coming out of the wheelchair and going into walking, which was amazing. I wish you would have brought some of your
I know.
some of your stuff.
So Nita Strong was
Who started that?
established. My cousin, he had ended up getting me some bracelets, and it was for people to come over the bridge, like, because I was in Delaware. So when people come over the bridge to come see me, then I'll give them a bracelet. And if you have a bracelet, then you didn't came over, over that way to come see me. So that was people when they come visit. Hey, here go a bracelet. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
The bracelets didn't cost this to you driving and paying that toll of $5,
Right.
and you being in
Right,
my
right.
presence. That's what I appreciated. So that's how it started, and then they would have different sayings on there for whatever point of life that I was in at that particular time, and that's how Nita Strong started. And then it started coming in my mind like Nita Strong, and at first it was just like Nita Strong, Nita Strong, but then I started to believe it, and that's where things changed. Like Nita Strong, and I'm hearing people like, "Oh, is Nita gonna be able to walk again?" Oh, I already know. Yeah. Oh, she be able to walk. She gonna walk. And I'm like, dang, these people got more faith in me than I've had in myself. And then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna walk then. Like, I'm like, dang, it's amazing what other people think of you. Just growing up and everything, like what they think
Makes
of
you think of yourself. Man.
Yeah, and then you think of yourself, and I'm thinking myself like I know I'm gonna walk, but I never knew how good I was gonna walk. Like like. I always told myself, like, I'm going to be 100%. And then, I got some people was like, oh, well, you might have a limp. I heard you might do this. I'm like, oh, you talk to my doctor?
Yeah.
I'm
You gotta
confused.
Stay away
Yeah.
from them.
Yeah, I'm like,
negative
I'm in
thoughts,
confusion. You might not do.
You don't
Oh,
need that
says who?
negativity.
Who you talk to?
You say the glass is half
You gotta
full
be
or
like,
half
I
empty.
can't. I don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I'm not.
I
I be so confused when they say things like that, because in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna get to be 100%. Like, I'm gonna get myself back to what I was, and I still have that mentality. However, I'm not gonna say I'm lacking it, but I'm still gonna if I'm not gonna make 100%, I'm gonna make 99, and I'm stopping.
100%
And
effort to try.
You're 100% mentally.
And that's what it is. I'm not
You're 100% to me.
doing nothing less. I don't see nothing less. It's not in my DNA.
Sis, you're gonna be there.
I'm going to get there. So
You're 100% to me.
Nita Strong.
Nita
Thank you.
Strong.
But
Dude, your story is so inspiring, yo. And like, if you're not inspired by it, I don't even know how else to explain it. Especially people now listening in, like, you realize in an instant your life can change, and this is where you're up against. A simple mistake can put you on a whole other angle of life, and people look at you so differently.
different because of it.
Someone, especially you're so uplifting, and your spirit is so high, and that's the reason why I even became friends with you, because your vibe was so cool. And you sat next to me, I was like, and you know me, like I just started talking to you. I'm like, yeah, I love her. That's
right,
my girl.
right.
So I just started talking to you
Instant
because that's
vibe,
how I am. I mean, if your vibe's good, like you talking back to me, I could tell that your vibe was good, my vibe was good, and we were just gonna be cool either way.
Right.
You could tell some people don't fuck with you, or they don't be like,
Right.
why are you talking to me? Like, we were talking when we weren't supposed to be talking. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
But no, you're my sis, man. I love you, and I'm
I
happy
appreciate
you're
you
here.
having me here
I'm so happy you're here.
and
I'm
letting
glad.
others hear my story.
I'm
appreciate
glad you
that.
got through what you got through. Honestly, I'm really glad you're here.
And the best is
and
yet to come.
I'm upset. I mean, I'm upset myself because I missed out on a lot of that journey of yours, being stuck in my own life.
You
that-
was around though.
I mean, I talked
I
to you.
appreciate, yeah, and
but-
I appreciate that.
But I wish I could have done more. And you always wish you could do more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Right.
really wish I could have done more.
But we
because-
always pick up where we left off. That's how I know we
and we
true.
always will.
That's why
You're
we
always gonna be my
true.
sis.
Right.
I love you to the death.
Right.
We've been through probably the worst times of our lives.
We picked. That's where
Together.
we met. Right.
So no, I'm glad I met you, and I'm glad that I call you my sister.
Right. And I appreciate you letting me come in.
And Nita Strong, by the way, we're gonna put up the Nita Strong website. Everybody
Yeah.
can tune in. Everybody can order.
You can follow
Socks.
me
You
on.
got socks
yeah,
in
we got
now, you
socks
got
for
shirts,
sale.
right?
We got I got socks right now, and I did have shirts, but I also have bands, and bands is for people to
You
come
still have
see
the
me.
bracelets?
Yeah, I
You
still
got the
have
bracelets?
them. You can add me on Instagram,
Yeah,
Danita Applebaum, DNITA
You know why they call her Nita Applebaum? Yeah?
underscore APPLEBAUM, Danita Applebaum.
The Nita Applebaum, baby. Hey,
Yeah.
so real quick before we get out of here, you're like our second guest, right?
Okay.
And what we've been trying to do, me and Joe, collectively, is like when we have a guest come in and give a story, it goes like, this story is an inspirational story. Our last guy, it was just a story about him being like a DJ and like going through COVID and all. So like it was
Okay.
different angles. Like
Okay.
we try and like branch out.
Okay.
It's very open format, right?
Okay.
But we always try and give back to like the people that come on the show and give us their story. We don't want it to be free. So
Oh.
I got you a gift.
Are
here.
you serious?
That's for you.
Wow.
And this one's for you. You have apple.
Yo, are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. That's for you. That's
Oh,
that's a
man.
gift for you from
I
us
appreciate
for
it.
coming on the show and give. I
Oh,
actually listen. That's
man.
nothing compared to your story to us and your inspiration.
Oh man.
There's no price you
I
can put on the inspiration
appreciate
from
it,
you.
For
And
real.
so that's just a little something from us to
And
give
honestly,
to you.
Thank you,
let me
Joe.
know if you
Thank
get
you,
this
Mike.
figured out because that thing has been giving me so much trouble to get hooked up.
I'm gonna have it
figure
figured
it
out
out.
tonight.
And
And I'm gonna tell Mike
can't
and I'll
figure
hit
that
you
shit
up.
out.
I'm gonna get your number
Like,
after
what
this
the
so I can
hell
let
is
you know.
going
You're gonna be
on?
mad because I'm gonna figure it out.
It's like setup. I hit setup, and I'm trying to set it up. I'm
Dang,
like,
yo,
the fuck? I got
for
hooked up
real.
the
Yeah,
Wi-Fi.
absolutely.
Dang.
That's a little gift for you because,
This is
like I said, that's nothing compared to what you're giving us, and inspiration and your story and what you continue to do. Like your inspiration just continues on because you're still working.
yeah, I'm still
So,
still pushing every day.
Sis, I
It's
love you
still
to death, and like I said,
progress.
that's a gift just for you even being here,
Yo,
and even
I
giving us.
We
appreciate-
appreciate
I-
you coming
yo,
on.
We really
I
appreciate your
appreciate you
story, babe.
wanting me here and letting me, tell my story. I appreciate y'all for letting me do that.
I can imagine it wasn't easy to tell.
It's not easy. It's getting better, but it's not easy.
Love you, baby girl.
I love you.
Hey,
Thank
so
you. I
before,
appreciate
before
it.
we roll out real quick, and this is going to be just a quick minute, right?
Here you go.
Trannies in the women's prison fucking them? Real quick, hit me with
Wait,
that.
no, actually,
no, hit me with that real
We got
fast.
time before the church gets too loud next door, so we
Give
already
me,
heard
yo,
something.
tell real quick, because I don't even want to hear it right now. I want you to tell Joe real quick. Just give him a little insight.
50 Cent put it on it. 50 Cent put it on his Instagram page.
I know.
Nah, they just saying that a tranny got
Tranny?
two women pregnant or something. So that's what's going on in the women prison right now. On top of they when I got there, they had a big situation going on where where a few women got beat. One of them got the eye socket popped that hit.
Oh, my.
Another girl had her arm broken.
By
Like,
the
it was-
same person?
But no,
By
but this
multiple.
one by the sergeants and COs did this to the people, like to harm the people. But the things that's going on actually with the like trannies and the women, that's all inmates. But like it's just a lot of different things going on in the prison
That's crazy.
that it's just
I'm sorry.
I just try not to get.
I don't know what your take on it all, and I don't want to get into all that crazy
Yeah,
political and all
I
that
just
crazy
want to.
stuff.
I just pray.
But
That's all.
I do want to know, what is your take on these biological men that are like, if I were to say I was a woman before I got locked up in a situation like you, like that's fucking
I don't,
crazy.
No, I don't really have a take on them. Everyone is who they are, and I just pretty much leave it at that. Like I don't have a problem with any of them. I just
not that I have a problem.
whatever's going on, like with that situation, I just hope for like the best of the child. I'm not sure because you know you
For
don't know
sure.
how much time either woman has. Like you don't know. Like when I thought about it, the first thing I thought about was like I hope that the child can be well taken care of and don't have to be picked up with the state or maybe
Right.
one of the women getting out and they can go with them. Like you know I didn't really think about them being a trans or them doing something. I like you know what I mean. Like my mind didn't go there. It's just I went straight to the baby.
Right.
So,
yeah, that's.
you know.
I think that's just all crazy. Even in sports, I just think. Well,
I
we
mean,
don't have to get
everybody
into that.
have you know their
We
own
don't-
opinions, and
yeah.
I don't.
Sis, you know I don't give a shit, right? Listen, I'm just gonna talk my shit for a second. I don't give a shit what you do, don't do. If you have a dick, you belong in the men's prison. I don't give a fuck if you got titties too.
I'm sorry.
You shouldn't belong in the Mayhan if you have a
Well,
dick
it was
slinging.
you know they had
Them bitches
you know,
be
things
horny in
were-
there.
The thing, you know, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was a law passed. That's how they end up. You know.
Well,
the
guess what?
guys
That
could
law.
go into the women's prison. I'm not too sure exactly how
Yeah,
everything
it was
happened.
a
'cause
law
I don't-
passed in 2021,
Okay,
which is bullshit. Because you know what every guy's gonna do right now?
try to get no one.
They're gonna be like, "Hey."
and that could be
I'll-
Because
that
if
could
I
be a
was
possi-
listen, if I was in Southwoods, right?
right.
Especially if they put me in 3-1, right? If I was in
I remember that
Southwoods,
one.
right, and I was like, "Fuck, man, like I'm tired of jerking off. How do I get some pussy?"
I
in
never
prison,
thought of it like.
I'm like this. Hey, I'm gonna tie my t-shirt between my fucking titties.
And then
I'm gonna
the
put a couple soap bars in there. I'm like, I'm a woman now. You
But
need
they
to treat
might
me
really
as
be.
Michelle.
They might really be like women. Like they might really.
Well, I
have-
really
How
need.
she get
Listen,
pregnant?
I'll turn into a woman
She
too
wasn't.
if you put me
she's
in a
not-
woman's
she's
prison.
a woman. The trans is the one that has the penis. The
That's
girl
what I'm
is
saying.
the.
The trans got her pregnant. The trans is the one who said I'm a woman.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
not.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I
that's-
get what you're
But
saying.
she or he. Shim's not.
She.
Shim's not. So
They-
listen,
they, them,
listen,
I
hey
don't
babe,
know.
I'm gonna be honest
Nah,
with you right now.
it's she.
Hey Ham, on a funny part of this, right?
I don't
If
even.
I was
wanna-
in prison, right, for whatever reason,
Okay.
just say I stole a car. Who gives a fuck, right? I got 3 years.
Okay.
After the first 6 months, I'm horny as fuck, right? So guess what I'm gonna do?
been there.
I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm a woman. Send me the end of Mayhem. That's where the pussy's at. That's where I'm going.
I get what you're saying.
What you
And-
mean?
But you don't know their mindsets. Some of
That's
them
my
are really-
mindset. And that's what their
I understand-
mindset was.
I understand what you're saying. They could.
No,
Some
I-
of them,
get it.
some of them
Yeah,
are,
but listen.
are literally. but
I'll
then
tell you what
everybody-
happened. Listen, out of all joking aside, reality fact of this is that the system failed them.
Okay.
You're supposed to separate them.
Right.
You didn't.
They
There's
were
no reason,
separated.
but there's no reason. Well, and obviously not if his dick went in her coochie. I mean, what? We even supposed to be 6 feet apart. You can't get pregnant 6 feet apart.
Right.
How the
It is
hell?
COVID.
How the hell does Shim fuck her?
Right.
Think about that.
It's
Like the system failed. The system failed. You know why the system failed? Because the inmates are also fucking the COs.
Ooh.
Damn, I didn't want to get into that.
I'm
That's
not
another
touching
show.
that. Yeah, that's not for me.
Listen, baby girl, that's the end of the show, right?
I appreciate
I love you to death. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you
here
so
and
much.
giving us your story.
Thank
It's
you.
an inspiration. I can't wait to share it. I can't wait to put it out there.
Yes.
You're my sister.
And
I'm
I
gonna
hope
talk
I can
to
help
you
someone.
regardless.
I hope I can help someone else.
Fuck
Just
yeah, you're
learning
gonna
to
help everyone.
Just push on.
But you're
and
gonna
just
help the
keep
mindset of
on.
people that also don't
Right.
realize that inmates are just people. So you
Right.
gotta understand.
And your life can change at the blink of an eye.
know.
But whatever it is, you got to stay strong, stay prayed up, and keep going.
Nobody's immune, okay, to whatever the fuck you went through.
Yeah.
Nobody's immune to it. Anybody, it could happen to me
To
now
anybody.
living here.
Right. It can happen to anybody.
One stupid thing, one thing
Can change your
happen,
life.
change your whole fucking life. And I appreciate you coming here, baby girl. I love
Thank
you to
you. I
death.
love you.
I love you. I love you. I love you. Peace
you so
out.
much.
Peace.
Hey, y'all. Thank you. Thank you.
Bam.
That was
a
dope.
good show.
That was good as hell. Oh, I like it.
That was
I
a
could
good
be
show.
biased.
You're not biased. It was a good show.
Yeah, that was good.
It was a good show.
Yeah, that was good.
It was a good show.
Yeah, that was good.
It was a good show.
Yeah,